Mhm. A very good morning to all of you. So, thanks for joining this open house interaction session for admission at IIT Tirupati through Joseph. So, we will start the program after a couple of minutes. So, we will wait for some 5 minutes and then we will start the program. Oh, no, it is not. Yeah, can you hear me? Yes. Yeah. Then start again. So so this program is organized to get to know about the programs at IIT Tirupati and other facilities and other students' life at IIT Tirupati. Right. I welcome you for this open house interactive session. So the schedule is actually so after this our director will give you the idea or the facilities overall overview of IIT Tirupati, and then followed by Professor Venkaya, Dean Student Affairs, will give you the overview of students' life at IIT Tirupati, and then followed by Student General Secretary. He will discuss about the students' life. And then we have a question and answer session. So you can ask all your questions during that time.
They can post on later.
Yeah, you can post on this chat box also. So now I request our director to give the overview about IIT.
Okay. Morning, just once. You're not able to find my presentation? So what happened in September? I had updated it last night. Can you share that student life PPT? Hope you are able to hear me.
Our directors have got some urgent call, so he will join us back. Meanwhile, our Dean Student Affairs, Professor Venkaya, will address the students and their parents.
Yeah, I also join my colleague Dr. Rajesh in congratulating you and welcoming for this program, open house program. I'll just give you in 10 to 15 minutes the overview of basically non-academic activities of the students at IIT Tirupati. Yeah, next. So the outline is as follows. Next. So I'll touch upon the facilities, hostels. Yeah, keep going. Medical facilities, guidance and counseling unit, career development center, extra and co-curricular activities, which include technical, cultural, sports, NSS, inter-IIT events, festivals. Yeah, we also have Tirutsava, which is Techno-Cultural Fest, conducted annually. This is a flagship program at IIT Tirupati. Also, I'll give you the list of various clubs students can register and participate. Yeah, so, and at the end, I'll give you the student body. So coming to the hostel life, these are the facilities in the hostel block. So in the South Campus, we have hostels ABC for boys, which is basically for first years on a 3 and 5 sharing basis, depending upon whether it is a small room or big room. The rooms are, very comfortable for people to share on 3 and 5 basis. And girls, we have 2 hostels, D and F, on a twin sharing basis. And you will have individual cot, study table, chair, almirah, all these things. Also some common facilities, washing machines, hot water for bathing, and also, drinking, and common rooms for reading, indoor games, and watching TV. And Wi-Fi is available in the hostels and throughout the campus at various locations. And we recently built a new hostel, which is 500-seater capacity, in which student will get a single room, but to start with, first years will not get the single room, but as you go into the next later stage of the program, you will also get a single room. So these are the facilities in these rooms. As usual, the cot, study table, chair, almirah, all these things are available. And common facilities like washing machine, normal and hot water for bathing and drinking, and common rooms for reading purpose, discussion rooms, TV, all that. And inside this hostel, you also have the sports facilities like badminton, table tennis, gym, all these things, along with stationery shop. So this is a dining hall which houses 400 students, 400 diners at a time. Another dining hall is also coming up in the at the new hostels. So coming to the medical facilities, we have a health center and 24/7 medical services are available. We have one male doctor, one female doctor. We also tied up with major hospitals in Tirupati for all the inpatient services. We have ambulance with life support. All the essential medicines are available in the health center. And we are also enabling weekly visits by specialist doctors on fixed days of the week. And medical insurance, you will be covered for 2 lakhs for inpatient admission. The fee will be paid as part of the fee structure for this. And cashless treatment is available. And during the vacation time, if a student needs to get admitted at hometown, that is also possible. And across the network hospitals, cashless treatment is available. And if the hospital is not networked, you can get the treatment and get the reimbursement at a later date. So all the basic equipment and medicines are available in the health center. And coming to other facilities on the campus, you have the stationery shop, cafeteria to have the food outside the regular mess dining hours, and the hair cutting salon, laundry, all these facilities are available on the campus. And guidance and counseling unit. So whenever you feel down mentally, so we have this unit meant for mental well-being and health. So this unit is a companion in your journey throughout the program here. And professional psychologists are part of this unit. So we are fortunate that our campus is suicide-free campus till date. And the confidentiality and privacy of the student is paramount. So your identity will not be known, and you can freely consult the doctor online as well as offline. And in fact, this unit caters to the needs of the students, faculty, staff, everybody, all the IIT Tirupati community. So when it comes to ragging, we are very happy to say that our campus maintains zero tolerance as far as ragging is concerned. And there is no ragging incident in the campus. So you can be comfortable on that. You don't have to worry about the ragging, all that. So there is a full-fledged system in place to take care of this kind of issues in the campus. There is a committee. So even if somebody encounters this, the student can escalate the matter to the committee, and that will be addressed immediately. So far, we have been comfortable on this. And the Career Development Center is another active center, which includes 4 wings: internship, career development, career guidance, and placement. So the summer internships, this is a mandatory as part of the curriculum. After the 3rd year, during the summer vacation, student has to undergo these industrial internships in the organizations, depending upon their branch. So the career development activities include the guest lectures, workshops, and boot campus programs to enhance the skills which are required for the students to face the interviews, all that. So when it comes to career guidance, we provide information on various opportunities for the students, help the students to choose the right option whenever they are in dilemma. And when it comes to placement, so we invite suitable industries and organizations to facilitate this placement for the students. And these are some of the typical companies. I did not list all the companies here. This is just for an idea. This list is not exhaustive. And for you to have a glimpse about the placement, this is the statistics over all the branches and also across the programs UG, PG. So BTech students last year, 95% placement. There are some students, they don't want to undergo this placement process. They may go to higher studies. So such cases, you can see here 13 students have gone for higher studies. These are the statistics. So extra and co-curricular activities, the students are very much involved, actively participating in all the technical events like hardware projects, the coding competitions. Various workshops are being conducted by the students by inviting the experts from outside, and also in-house expertise will be used. And cultural programs, if you want to pursue your hobbies, there are ample opportunities in the institute to hone your skills. as far as the cultural domain is concerned. So when it comes to sports, all the sporting facilities are available on the campus with all international standards. Yeah, students conduct intra-IIT, all that. So this is a gym in our indoor complex. All the important equipment is available for you to use. And yoga is another regular activity in the campus. We have both physical as well as online yoga classes going on. Depending upon the students' convenience, they will be using either of these two. So yeah, inter-IIT is another very good opportunity for the students to for all the all the IIT students will come together and they have this opportunity of networking among themselves. So it is a very good opportunity. So under technical, cultural, and also sports domains, these inter-IIT events are conducted. Every time, one or two IITs will be conducting. They take the rounds. Last time, a physical inter-IIT sports meet was conducted at IIT Kharagpur and also IIT Bhubaneswar. That was the last physical meeting, and because of the COVID, we could not have during this time. But now, IIT Delhi and IIT Roorkee are going to host this time. It's a physical thing, so there is a wonderful opportunity for the students to have to develop the network among all the inter-IIT IIT students. So when it comes to festivals, all the major festivals are developed in the institute to get out of the monotony. And also to have some diversion from the regular studies, all that. So Tirutsava is a techno-cultural event flagship program of IIT Tirupati, wherein the students will be participating in the technical events, competitions will be held, and students from other colleges also will be coming and participating in IIT Tirupati. And yeah, various workshops, all that. 2012 Nobel laureate we could bring in online to deliver for our students. So yeah, so the cultural is also part of this Tirutsava, and our own students perform as well as from the students from outside, and also some professionals are also brought into the campus to have good time during the 3 days. So we have student clubs, various student clubs. You can see almost all the major things are covered here. I'm not going to details of these clubs at this stage. So outdoor activities, the Aranya Club, in fact, is very active here, and you have so many beautiful places in and around Tirupati to go and have a trek. This is inside the campus 7K run. So when the students join, we take the students around the campus. It is almost 7 kilometers circumference, and yeah, this is conducted regularly every year. And this is the student body. You have various positions, and students can participate in the election, and they can hold the positions. All these positions are available for the students to nurture their leadership skills, all that. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Venkaya, for giving the academic activities of the students at IIT Tirupati and the facilities available for the students. Now our director, Professor K.M. Satyanarayana, will give you the overview of the facilities and programs at IIT Tirupati.
Very good. So thank you very much for all the prospective students and their well-wishers who joined online. I have with me a few of my colleagues here. What I will do is give an overview of IIT Tirupati. Since IIT Tirupati is the third generation IIT, many of you may be wondering to what extent it has grown. What are the facilities available? What are the faculty members? How many faculty members we have? Whether we have adequate faculty members, and so on. I'd like to address these issues. What you see here is a picture of our. I can use it here. Okay. So this is the campus. What you see here is a picture of a campus that has been operational since 2008. Okay. we had built up very quickly. 2018. We had very quickly built up essential hostels, laboratories, some various facilities, including sports facilities, health center, some classrooms, and so on. So, we are a third generation IIT. The IITs have evolved over time from 2000. I'm 1951, 52 is when IIT Kharagpur started. So in that first decade, we had 5 IITs that started at, other than Kharagpur, at Madras and Bombay, Kanpur, Kharagpur. Subsequently, Roorkee became an IIT, and then IIT Guwahati was started in 94. So these 7 IITs we consider first generation IITs. And then we have the second generation IITs that started in 2008, about 8 of them in Hyderabad and Hyderabad, Bhubaneswar, Gandhinagar, Mandi, and so on. And then in 2015 and 16, 6 more IITs started. The ones in Palakkad and Tirupati, which have been mentored by IIT Madras, started in 2015 itself. Whereas the other 4 IITs started 1 year later on in 2016, the ones at Goa. Yeah, I hope we are audible again. Sorry, looks like for some reason it got switched off. So I was just talking about the 3 generations of IITs and how we are a third generation IIT and we're growing quite fast. And among the third generation IITs, we are probably the fastest growing. We're almost catching up with some of the second generation IITs already, though we started almost 7-8 years behind them. So we had the Foundation Stone program laid on 2nd March 2015. I say this is the biggest Foundation Stone program for any institution. We are the only city in India where we have an IIT and an IISER next to each other, nearby. The IISER campus is just coming up 3 kilometers from us. And then there's a IIIT in Sri City, which is about 70 kilometers from here, 60, 70 kilometers. So we had a common foundation stone laying program for all these 3 institutions on 28th March 2015. We are I keep saying this, probably the biggest foundation stone laying for any institution. There were about more than 20,000 people in attendance, with 3 union ministers and the whole state cabinet almost being present, in addition to a number of other dignitaries. We started off with 4 branches. Typical model in the second generation IITs and third generation IITs has been to start with about 90 to 120 students. So many of them have started 120 students, 3 branches of 40 students each. Typically computer science and engineering, electrical engineering, and maybe mechanical engineering. But both at IIT Tirupati and IIT Palakkad, we started with 4 branches of 30 students each, including civil engineering. So the BTech program started in 2015 from a temporary campus, which is between Redigunta and Tirupati town. So that campus has served us very well in the first 2-3 years, by when we built up what we call the South Campus now, very fast, in a record time of about less than 18 months. And the first batch of students lived on the campus and in the hostels and had their classes here. We then started the chemical engineering program in the BTech stream in chemical engineering in 2018. So right now we have 5 branches of engineering. And then in 2017, we started our Master of Science by Research and PhD programs. And we have been, the student research programs have been very active at the Institute. I will talk about it a little bit later on. So the students who are interested in taking up research initiatives, they can work with the faculty and other senior students here. Then in 2018, we started our MTech programs. Initially in electrical engineering, in the area of signal processing and communication, and mechanical in the area of design and manufacturing. And the next year we added civil engineering. We started 4 streams. So today we have many more MTech programs. In electrical, we have 2 streams, including RF and microwave. 3 streams, sorry, RF, microwave, and microelectronics. And microelectronics and VLSI. Right. And we are adding, every year we're adding more and more streams. And then 2018, we started MSc in mathematics. And 19, we started MSc in physics and chemistry. And 21, we started the Master of Public Policy. So our postgraduate programs are also growing. And the reason why I'm talking to you people about postgraduate programs is students have the option of doing a dual degree program. At the end of 3rd year, they may decide to convert their masters into their bachelor's into also a master's, add a bachelor's program, master's program also. So in 5 years, you will get both a BTech and MTech. You say 1 year, right? Typically, BTech program takes 4 years, MTech program 4 years, 4 + 2 = 6. But if you convert to a dual degree at the end of 3rd year, you can get a bachelor's and a master's within 5 years. So that's an option available for the students. All IITs have this dual degree program. So right now we're building our campus. We're almost completing the stage 1 of our campus, and stage 2 will start soon. I'll talk about it a little more detail later on. So these are right now we have 9 departments in the institute, the 5 engineering departments, chemical engineering, and then civil and environment engineering, computer science engineering, electrical and mechanical engineering. Now, a lot of students are confused about this electrical departments in the IITs. Everyone expects electronics and communication or electronics and some streams. But almost, I think, majority of the IITs, maybe out of 23, almost 20 IITs at least, have only a BTech in electrical engineering, where everything is covered. Because most private institutions want these multiple streams to add more seats, because they say in a given stream, ACT has required this thing that you can have only 60 seats or whatever it is. So they do electrical instrumentation, electrical electronics, electrical communication, on all sorts of combinations. And then we have very strong science departments, chemistry, physics, and mathematics, and also a very strong humanities and social science department. All the departments are almost same size. Humanities and social science also, we have about 10 faculty members equivalent to any of our science departments. So the students have the option of taking multiple courses if they're interested in. Anyway, there's a core requirement. I mean, there's a requirement that they have to do at least 4 humanities electives. In addition, they can take more courses. Every student has an option to take, I think, 4 to 5 free electives. So they can take courses. Say, civil engineering student can go take some course in computer science, or in humanities, or in any of the basic sciences also. So the student enrollment in the institute, this is the BTech enrollment is including the batch that is going to join. About 240 students will be joining this year. So including that, we will have about 1,000, nearly 1,450 students in the institute. This is, as I told you, among the 3rd generation IITs, the highest number. Just to give you some reference, some of the other IITs are still at 850, less than 900 students, and so on. We have a very strong, as I told you, PG program. IITs usually, when they grow, they end up being almost more PG students than UG students. 55 to 60% of the students are PG students, and UG students account for 40 to 45%. But being a new institution, we have nearly about 55%, more than 55% PG UG students. But slowly, as we grow, we'll be adding more PG seats. The other important thing is IIT Tirupati has, from the beginning, one of the challenges in the IITs, which we are trying to address very aggressively, is the gender ratio. In way back about, if you look back about 5-6 years back, the number of students getting into the BTech program, the female students, was 10% on the average across all the IITs. But IIT Tirupati from day one, the first batch in 2015, this is the batch that is going to join now, is our 7th or 8th batch? 8th batch, right? From the first batch, we have had more than 17% female students. So we've been having much higher percentage compared to any other IIT from the beginning. Parents are more confident, saying this is a spiritual place they're going, probably people will be more better behaved and better taking care of everyone. But anyway, the IITs have started since 2017 to create these supernumerary seats, where the target was to get at least 20% of students to be female students. So initially they started off with that we should have minimum 14%. IIT Tirupati did not have to create any supernumerary seats because anyway we're getting more than 17%. The second year in 2019, we started the supernumerary from 19 or 18? From 19, right? So in 2019, we did not have to create any supernumerary seats. 2020, I think we created, when it was 17%, we had to very few supernumerary seats. 4 seats. Only 4 we had to create. Because as I told you, the female percentage. And 2020, of course, the last admissions where it went up to 20%, we had to create a little more, about 13 only. So the fact I'm trying to bring about is we have from the beginning had a very strong female student, very healthy female student ratio in the institute. Faculty wise, now we have about 108 faculty in the institute, which it consists of 104 regular full-time faculty members who have come on a permanent long-term basis, and 4 faculty members are on the various schemes. We have the support from the government of India for people to come and spend 3 to 5 years as a grooming them to be more faculty. So we have 4 of them. And so if you can see the composition, the various departments, chemical engineering department is quite strong, though we started later on, about 11 faculty members, civil and environmental engineering, 14 faculty members, computer science engineering. Computer science engineering is the most difficult department to find faculty members because of the huge demand for them. We have 9, which I would say is a very healthy number relative to all other IITs at this stage of their development. Electrical is the biggest department, which has about nearly 17 faculty members. Mechanical also is quite big, 17. Chemistry, we have about 12 faculty members. Mathematics, about 10. Physics, 11, and humanities and social sciences, 10. Now, we were very fortunate that in IIT Tirupati, one of the reasons we were able to establish very strongly, very quickly, was the fact that we brought in about 6 very senior professors, 2 from IIT Madras, Professor Deshmukh, former HOD at IIT Madras, a physics HOD, and then also a dean at IIT Mandi, and then Professor Krishnaya, 3 of them from IIT Madras. Sorry, Professor Krishnaya, who was the dean academic research at IIT Madras, the best teacher at IIT Madras. He was been associated with us from the beginning. Professor T.S. Natarajan, again, a very passionate science teacher. The 3 of them were here from IIT Madras. And then from IIT Kanpur, we had 2 senior professors. Professor N.N. Kishore, who was the former head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering at IIT Kanpur, and Professor Raghavendra, again, a very senior professor in mathematics. And then in chemistry, Professor C.P. Rao, who was a chair professor at IIT Bombay. He's also a national fellow. He's a J.C. Bose fellow at national fellowship. So they all were there from the beginning, helping his mentor. Now that since it's about 6 years, we are now 7 years old. Some of them have moved out now, they've retired because they were re-employed after they retired at 65. IITs, they retire at 65. And they really helped us establish all our systems, guide our young faculty members as they joined. And I think one of the big advantages was to have the mentorship of these senior professors. Just to give you an idea of the kind of faculty members we have, you take our chemical engineering faculty members, we managed to attract about nearly 20 faculty members to move from other IITs to IIT. Okay, so even at senior levels, including about 5 from IIT Guwahati, faculty moved here. Couple of them from IIT, even from the first generation IITs. Couple of them from IIT Kharagpur, from IIT Delhi. Then about 4 more from IIT Indore to IIT Tirupati, and so on, from Bhubaneswar, Jodhpur. So various IITs people have moved in. So obviously they are seeing this to be a happening IIT. That's why would otherwise someone leave a very established IIT and move to a new IIT? For example, you take Shashidhar Guma. He was a full professor at IIT Guwahati, and he moved here in chemical engineering. So Raga Rao, he was the director of CFTRI, Central Food Technology Research Institute, which is the premier food technology research institute. So he has been a director there, then he's come here as a professor. He's a chemical engineer. And so we have identified for some trust areas for research, including food technology. So, I'm just saying the kind of faculty we've been able to attract. For example, Sunil, who is the head of chemical engineering now, he's a BTech from IIT Madras, Masters from IISc, and a PhD from University of Nottingham. University of Nottingham is one of the top chemical engineering programs, and so on. You can see everyone is a PhD at an IIT or an ISER or from abroad, from one of the top universities across the world. And most of the people who have done PhDs in India, almost 70% of them have gone abroad for postdoctoral experience. I would say almost 3/4 of our faculty members have had international exposure. I'll just give you an example. If you take Uday Kumar, for example, he's a biotechnology person. He's a PhD from Roorkee, then he was at Stanford as a postdoc, then he's come and joined us. Shamik Mishra is a PhD from IIT Bombay. He was at Yale as a postdoc. He was at University of Wisconsin, Madison, and Yale as a postdoc before he joined us. Again, chemistry, as I told you, we have a very strong faculty members under the mentorship and guidance of Professor C.P. Rao, our senior professor. So I will go through this quickly. So again, chemistry, we have a very strong group, and they're bringing a lot of projects. Civil engineering, we covered faculty in all areas of civil engineering. For example, Krishna Prapurna, our HOD, he was formerly a faculty at IIT Kharagpur, PhD from Arizona State University. He was a faculty at Kharagpur before he moved here. And so Krishna and Gauri work in the area of transportation engineering. Dr. Bijli, Dr. Nityadharan, and Dr. Prasanna Behra and Dr. Rahul work in the area of structures and construction materials. That's me. I also teach a course. I specialize in construction engineering and construction management. In the area of water resources, we have 2 faculty members, Roshan Srivastava and Dr. Prasanna Venkatesh. In geotechnical engineering, we have 2 faculty members like Dr. Murli Krishna. He was a professor at IIT Guwahati before he moved here. Environmental engineering, we have 2 faculty members and 1 NC. For example, today we have a big conference going on in Tirupati on deep foundations that Murli Krishna is chairing, and we have over 250 delegates. Last 3 days, this conference is going on, with including many international delegates, more than 15 international delegates. So there are a lot of activities going on campus. Computer science, we are led by Dr. Venkatraman Badalla, the department, head of the department. He was formerly at IIT Jodhpur before he moved here. And we have, for example, Kalidas. Some of them have industry experience. Because Kalidas was working with Amazon before he moved here. Before that, I think he was also GE or GE for some time. Samsung Research and GE. So people have also, some of them have a lot of industry experience. Obviously, someone like those companies would pay them much higher, but they're committed to academics, so they have moved back to academics. We have a few adjunct professors like Professor Yagna Narayana, one of the top computer science professors in the country, who comes and teaches a course every semester here, at least one course. He's based in Hyderabad, but he comes and teaches these courses here. Electrical engineering, again, a very strong group. The senior most faculty is Professor Karthikeyan. who was a senior professor at IIT Roorkee before he moved to IIT Tirupati recently on the area of RF and microwave. Dr. N.N. Murthy is the head of the department, right? We have people in the area of communication, micro devices, automation, robotics, and so on. The various areas of signal processing, communication, and so on. Then we have a strong group in humanities, social sciences. We have two of them in philosophy. Dr. Raghuram Raju is one of the top philosophy professors in the country. Very well known. You ask anyone in the area of philosophy, they will know about Raghuram Raju. Prolific author. I don't know how many books he's written, 15, 20 books. And then Dr. Bharat also works in the area of philosophy. He also moved from Indore, IIT Indore. Then in English and literature, we have 3 faculty members, Prabha Shankar, and I think the others are in the next slide. And then economics, we have 2 faculty members, Rahul Sirogi and Chandrasekhar Bainat Party. Organizational behavior, Vanit Kashyap. Then Saranya, Dr. Saranya works in the area of finance. And then Dr. Sanjay Nath, he works in the area of public policy. As I told you, we started a master's in public policy. The PhD from Indiana University, one of the top public policy programs. So these are the other 2 literature colleagues, Vibhuti and Shailendra Kumar. Maths, now maths again has become very popular, especially with the data science, machine learning, all these areas. We need very strong mathematics. Actually, we have the mathematics and statistics program. Our MSc is in mathematics and statistics. Seeing the importance of that statistics is taking now in this data science domain and all that, we are growing our statistics area very strongly. So we have Dr. Panchachram, who is the head of the department. And we have about 10 faculty members in mathematics, in the various areas of mathematics. And then in mechanical engineering, again, we cover almost every area of mechanical engineering. Dr. Madan Mohan, who is the head of the department, is here. We have people in the area of hydrogen thermal, R&AC thermal. Hydrogen storage is becoming a major green energy storage solution. So we have a couple of faculty members who work in this area, again covering all areas of whether it's mechanics, manufacturing, and so on. All the areas are covered by our faculty members. Today IoT, Industry 4.0, additive manufacturing, all these areas are covered. And we are also bringing in a lot of people with a lot of interdisciplinary background. For example, if you take Yujendra Mittikiri, he's a BTech in computer science from IIT Madras, then worked in Texas Instruments for about 12, 13 years designing analog chips. Then he went and did a master's in aerospace engineering from University of Florida and a PhD in mechanical engineering. And now he's teaching in our mechanical engineering program. So today a lot of things are very interdisciplinary. So someone from a computer science background has come to teach mechanical engineering. So the students get to learn from these kinds of faculty. Professor Muthukumar, for example, he's a senior professor from IIT Guwahati, who only 2 months back moved to IIT Tirupati. Physics, very strong group we have. In fact, we have identified AMO, science and technologies, as one of our thrust areas, atomic, molecular, and optical science and technologies, including quantum technologies. So we have faculty members working in quantum computing and various quantum technologies. We had the fortunate to have the mentorship of Professor Deshmukh and earlier Professor Natarajan in growing these areas. So we're doing a lot of works with ICER. This is a joint center with ICER, and our students can go take any course in ICER Tirupati. They're just 3 kilometers away. So if some student says, I want to take more science courses, they can just go take the courses there as a part of their free electives or other electives and transfer the courses here. ICER students are coming and taking courses in time. So we have a clean transfer mechanism of credits and grades between the 2 institutes. So these are all various faculty members in physics. And then we have also started now bringing in process practice. These are people, very senior people in the industry who bring in, they may not have a PhD, but have a lot of experience from the industry. So they bring industry perspective to our students and faculty. For example, Ganeshan, he was the head of advanced engineering at Daimler Trucks, Mercedes-Benz Daimler Trucks, and he was heading the design team at Mitsubishi in Japan before he came back to India. And he is a professor of practice. He has a lot of experience in automotive domain. General Kapoor, he was the head of the Army's information systems division of the Army, and then he was also the Director General of Electronics and Mechanical Engineering. So when he retired, we brought him in as a professor of practice because today under the Atmanirbhar initiatives and all that, there's a big push for defense and space manufacturing in the country. So we have people like him guiding our colleagues and making connects with the various industry in how we work with that. We have very active, vibrant research and consultancy activities. We have more than 105 sponsored research projects to the tune of about 150 crores. Now that's very large for a new institute. And then we also fund our any of our new faculty member comes. We fund up to the tune of about 20 lakhs to get the research initiated and then so those are the internal projects. Faculty are also quite active in consultancy. So they provide consultancy activities both in civil engineering, chemical engineering, computer science. Our faculty have been active. We're forging a number of partnerships. For example, with Texas A&M, we had a very active collaboration. Quite a few of our students have come there on internships to Texas A&M. And then a lot of, again, quite a few have gone there for PhD programs. And we have run some joint workshops with them. Now their professors are planning to come on sabbatical and spend time here with us. Then we have MOUs with University of Calgary in Canada and Dalhousie University. In fact, the president of and the whole team of about 10 faculty members at Dalhousie are coming next month to come and visit us and spend time. Yeah. And then these are only the ones that we've given formal MOUs, but we have a lot of activities going on with the universities in Japan, in Korea, in Europe, all over Europe, US, Canada. A lot of our faculty have joined papers, joint collaborations. And we are also working with a number of networks of institutions, international networks, into both the research and student activities. For recently, there is a mission, national mission on interdisciplinary cyber physical systems, CPS, and where they're supporting 25 hubs across various institutions. And IIT Tirupati, in spite of being a new institute, has been selected to be one of the hubs. So there's 100 crores grant over 5 years under the vertical on positioning and precision technologies. This includes technologies like GIS, GPS, remote sensing, tracking of satellites, tracking of missiles, all these kinds of technologies. And we are trying to create a very large startup ecosystem in this particular domain in this institute. As I told you, we also have a Center for Atomic, Molecular, Optical Sciences and Technologies. There's a big quantum mission that's coming up, about 8,000 crores in India. And I think we are very well positioned between the two institutes to be a major player in this quantum mission in the country. Because we have targeted the recruitment of faculty and all that to work in this area. And then now we are working in various other centers with various institutions here in energy storage, food technology, and precision agriculture. So that's on the academic and research activities. We are also very strategically located in terms of connectivity. We are, if you see in this picture here, we have the Tirupati town, Tirupati town, from where the Tirumala hill is, you need to climb up the Tirumala hill. So if you talk the center of Tirupati town, the railway station, but the station to reach IIT Tirupati is Renugunta station. Okay? That is the much bigger station in terms of the number of about 70 express trains pass through this junction. We have trains from Renugunta going to every corner in the country. We have trains, if you go north, you go to Bombay, and so on. You have trains going to Bombay, Ahmedabad, you have trains going to Calcutta, Delhi. Then if you go west, you go to more Bangalore, and then Trivandrum, Coimbatore, Chennai. We are connected. Every corner of the country, we have trains going through Renigunta. As I told you, about 70 express trains pass through Renigunta station a day. So the Renigunta, so this is the Tirupati station. Our temporary campus, as I told you, was between Renigunta and Tirupati, closer to Renigunta station. Actually, we were only 3 kilometers earlier from Renigunta station. Now we have completely wound up our operation in the temporary campus. Again, the first IIT among the third generation IIT to wind up completely operations and move permanently to permanent campus. And then our permanent campus is coming up, has come up near this Mandal headquarters called Erpedu, right now, which has got an old ashram here, which a lot of people know about. But we're actually closer to Srikalahasti compared to Tirupati. So the center of Tirupati town is about 25 kilometers. Srikalahasti is about 13 kilometers. But actually from our campus, we can see the Srikalahasti temple Gopura, because we're at a higher elevation, right? And if you look to the east, you can see the Gopuram of Srikalahasti from our campus. So that way we are very blessed. So we are building our campus, from Erpedu, the road that goes from Tirupati to Kalahasti and then goes on to join the Grand Trunk Road between Chennai and Kolkata. So that is at Naidupeta. So we are just 14 kilometers from Renigunta Junction. Okay. And the airport is just 13 kilometers away. So that way we are extremely good connectivity. For example, you take IIT Hyderabad, the airport is some more than 50 kilometers away, 60 kilometers away. The nearest railway station is about 30 kilometers away, right? From that perspective, we are extremely well connected. Tirupati airport is growing. Today, for example, we have 7 flights a day to Hyderabad. Then we have flights to Bangalore. We have direct flights to Delhi, 2 flights a day. Direct flights to Mumbai, Coimbatore, Madurai, Sirdi, Sholapur, right? All these places connected by Pune. We have a direct flight to Pune from here. So that way our connectivity is extremely good. And ISER campus is coming up just 3 kilometers away. So we're doing a lot of things with ISER in terms of jointly running programs, planning various activities together, and so on. So this was our temporary campus, which we set up in 2015. We hired this building from this Chedrawada group of institutions, served us and set up quickly various labs, classrooms, library, central dining facility there, and so on. And we moved, the students were having the classes and other things here till 2018. And from 2019, 100% of the classes moved into the permanent campus. Once again, I think fastest among the second and third generation ITs in terms of moving activities to the permanent campus. The faculty officers and the admin were still sitting in the temporary campus till we were partly moving activities here. And in July, we completely handed over the facility back to the owners. Okay, we vacated. All 100% of operations are only in the permanent campus now. We have a beautiful site that for the campus. It's a 548 acres. Those of you who have come here would have seen the scenic beauty of this place, with a mountain as a backdrop. And that whole thing is a reserve forest. So we are extension of the reserve forest. And we are bound by the National Highway 565 on the east and the mountain on the west. Okay. So people tell us this is the best Vastu you can have. Those of you who believe in Vastu. Then what we did is, the first thing is, as soon as we got a land, is to do an ecology study of the campus. I'm telling you all this is because for your students also, we would like our students to be very aware of the social needs, the concerns of the current climate change. We're having these extreme events happening, all this. So we need to be very sensitive about this. So our objective is, how do we build a campus with minimal impact on the existing flora and fauna and the geological features here. You cannot do without impact. There's going to be an impact, but how to minimize? So we've identified all the flora, fauna. We have 200 bird species that visit our campus, including birds from Siberia, the migrant birds from Siberia that we have documented. More than 200 we have documented. And all the plant species, everything has been documented. And our philosophy of building the campus is to even the water bodies, the streams from the mountain. Of course, the water is there only when it rains, maybe at the most 10 or 12 days in a year. But these are all geological formations that happened over millions of years. We have retained all of them and did all the master plan around that. So this is the campus master plan. So we have this national highway on the east, at the bottom, if you see, which is the highway 565, which starts at Erpedu and goes up to Nalgonda near Hyderabad. So we are bound on one side by highway, the other side by the mountain. So security-wise, no encroachment issues, all those are very minimal. And then what happened was we have nearly 530 acres on the west side between the mountain and the highway. On the east of the highway, we have 19 acres. So we have done a master plan for the whole campus. So this on the bottom left, if you see, we quickly built up between 2017 and 2018. We quickly built up hostels, which will accommodate about 800 students, their facilities, sports facilities for them, laboratories, essential undergraduate laboratories. I would say that maybe among any of the second or third generation ITs, we were the fastest to establish full-fledged undergraduate engineering laboratories. Science laboratory is easier to set up, but even the engineering laboratories. And then we built a classroom complex, which has about 15 classrooms. 14 or 15, and all the sports facilities. So we were able to have, our target was the first batch. The second generation IITs, many IITs, no IIT, I don't think 3-4 batches graduated without ever seeing the campus. But we had our first batch living in the campus and graduate. And so we have done a master plan for the whole campus is over the next 30-40 years, we will grow to be a 12,000 student campus. So we have planned where future buildings will come, where academic buildings will come, where hostels will come, residential buildings will come. All that has been planned for the next 40-50 years, so that the design can be, planned, and there is no haphazard growth. And we also created 2 large lakes. So this is going to be as you enter the main entrance. Those of you who came to the campus now came through the side entrance. Right, so this will become, and we have another entrance here for the residential quarters. So this will become only a side entrance. The main entrance is off the highway, another 1 kilometer further down where you entered. You probably entered here. Another kilometer down is where the main entrance will come. And as soon as you enter, you'll have 2 lakes on either side, and we're creating nice parks around the lakes. So this lake, Tirupati, it rains in end of October, November. So you will see that in November, the lakes will be full with water once the rains come, because we have dug them and done the lining and so on. And we can store enough water when we, initially we're building a 2,500 student campus. Once we do the 2,500 campus, 4 months of water supply can be stored there. So there's so much less reliance on the outside. Now we talk about zero discharge campuses and so on. So we are working towards the direction. So we have the academic zone. Right now, 5 buildings are being built in the academic zone. The administrative building, 2 buildings which will house the various departments, which has rooms for 100+ faculty members, about 50 laboratories. And then we're building a large central instrumentation facility, which will become one of the biggest central instrumentation facilities in the country, which will have the high-end equipment like electron microscopes, chromatographs, clean rooms, all this equipment, which will be available even for other institutions to use. And then we have a lecture hall complex, which will have about 30 classrooms. So all these buildings you see, and then the administrative building. These 5 buildings are under construction right now in various stages of completion. Department building 2, as we call it, is now almost complete, has been in operation now for a month and a half. Faculty have moved in, classes are taking place in that building. And another couple of weeks, this building should be only the air conditioning is under testing, and it will, all the buildings are air conditioned. All the department buildings, all classrooms, everything is air conditioned. And then department building 1 will be ready by late October, early November. Classroom building is the last building among these to be ready. So next semester, all classes, most of the classes will shift to this classroom building. The administrative building is getting ready. Maybe another couple of months will be ready. And in fact, we have requested the Prime Minister to come and inaugurate the campus. We're waiting for the dates from him. So any date he may come and dedicate the campus to the nation and preside over our 4th convocation, the Honorable Prime Minister. We are also building hostels. In the South Campus, we already have rooms for about 800 students. These are double rooms and triple rooms. The alternate is a double room and there's a triple to double room. So 2 students or 3 students, but they're all each student. In the last couple of years, we are in the double room, we are putting 3 people. In the triple room, we were putting 4 people. Okay. But we don't need to do that anymore. Because now the double room will be full. Every room has a cot, has a proper steel almirah, it's got a study table, right? Even when we had 3 people in a double room, we gave each one a separate cot, study table, and which is, if you go to some of the first generation IITs, they're so constrained that in a single room with only single cot and a table and the same 2 people have to share, right? Though we had put more people, we made sure that everyone has their individual thing. But now it's no more required because we have built up enough hostel space. So here we had now space for 800 students. So first year students, when they come and join the institute, they're going to stay in the South Campus. Okay. And we have a central dining facility also here. So the walking to go for your lunch and dinner is hardly 100 meters. And then we are building 2 more hostels of 500 rooms each, so 1,000 rooms. And one of the hostels is complete and fully occupied now. About 470 students or so who already moved into that hostel. They're living there. The other hostel will get ready by this December. So then we will have 1,800 rooms, but we have only 1,450 rooms. So we're very comfortable in terms of the new students who come in. First year, they will live in the double rooms and triple rooms. And from next year, depending on availability, they will also be eligible to get single rooms. Okay. They will get. Once the next 500 rooms hostel is ready, they will get. And then we're building a very big central dining facility there also. And then we're building housing. 168 apartments are under construction. I mean, some of them are completed already. They are in 8 blocks, these apartment blocks, and 4 of them have been already occupied. 3 fully occupied. The 4th one is getting occupied this week. So the other 4 will get occupied within the next 2 months. So all faculty, staff, everyone will be on campus. Almost 90% of the faculty and staff have got housing who wanted housing. So that way, then we are also building a guest house, a 20-room guest house, and the director's house is there. So that is the thing, the master plan for 1,200 students. So what we are building now is enough capacity for about 1,500 students. In 2023, we will start the stage 2 of the construction. We will double this campus. So most probably the students who are joining now will also see the next stage of the campus completely done. More than doubling what we are doing. So we have brought in many new technologies. So our campus is also living. The students can see many sustainable technologies that we have brought in. All our hostels here in South Campus are built with this glass fiber reinforced gypsum panels, completely eliminate bricks. We used waste material to build the hostels. Doesn't mean that waste material because it's a poor quality one. It's a very high technology methodology of prefab construction. Solar, we are right now generating 210 kilowatts. Now on the new buildings, all our buildings, academic buildings are rooftop solar enabled. We'll be putting in another 1 megawatt of solar generation. So we're trying to see to what extent we can use the alternate energy sources. Then we have, as I told you, a central dining facility here. Then we had a building with 2 classrooms initially in the first 2018, but 2019 we built the other big class thing. So many new technologies. In the hostels, you will see in these hostels 48-volt DC fittings. I will probably talk about this to the students who join later on. So people, the fans, lights, everything work at 40-volt DC. Then we have an indoor stadium, very beautiful shuttle courts, 3 very international class shuttle courts, a full-fledged gym, separate room for TT, and then facilities for other indoor activities like music room and also on. And then we have a full 400-meter track. We have a football stadium, football field, and then 1.5 tennis courts, basketball court, couple of volleyball courts. So all this cricket pitch for practice, all these facilities are up and running fully. So this was the campus. This is an old picture of the campus, but now it's all fully green. I should update this picture, which is the South Campus. Okay, so these are the sports facilities that we have. This is the indoor stadium. In fact, our convocations we've been holding there. Very nice facility, and the other sports facilities. So various we have, in recognition of these various activities, we got 2 awards for sustainability from Griha, the national body which certifies green buildings. Then we also got from HUDCO. In the first year of operation, there's a Swachh Campus Award. You know, the government is pushing cleanliness, and they give the Swachh Campus Awards. In the first year of our operation in this campus, we got the 6th place in the whole country on the Swachhata initiatives. So these are various labs that we set up, as I told you, in 2018 itself. We had these labs up and running, various civil engineering labs. Now, what, as I told you, these are been running, but now we are building another 50 labs, where all these facilities will be expanded into. These are all the electrical engineering laboratories, the mechanical engineering labs. So these are all, as I told you, the last 4 years, we've had these things up and running. Workshop for the students right here. Right now, the construction that's going on is a 650 student campus. You know, the way we have been approaching this whole thing is that we need to do it in a very sustainable way, very safe way. We have 2,000 construction workers on site. And the workers' colony, if you go there, they have RO treated water, they have an STP, recycled water, there's a nice garden, there's a health center, there's a school for the children. So our construction site of the institute has been ranked the best site in the whole country for health and safety practices. We've had 14 million man hours of incident-free construction. So these are things, values, and things that we're trying to inculcate in our students by doing, not just talking, but also doing in our actions, bringing a lot of technologies for building practices in the campus, how we build a campus. You know, typically this is a government funding thing and all that. These things don't happen in such projects. So this is the campus that is, the buildings that are getting ready, or ready and getting ready. For example, the building in the forefront with this red color, this thing, is been operational since more than a month. So classes are being held there, faculty have occupied space. The labs are now getting ready. So this building, the first building that you see here, which is complete, will house in the ground floor, library on one side, and the data center and computer center on the other side, in the ground floor. Then we have electrical engineering department, humanities and social sciences, mathematics and computer science faculty and their facilities in this building. We put all these things together because they don't need wet labs, and we don't need the services requirements will be not that intense for these departments. So we all these departments here. The building next to that is the what we call the department building 1, which houses civil engineering, chemical engineering, chemistry, physics. We have heavy equipment, needs gases, water supplies. Then you have the fume hoods that need to be put in and so on. And then, so this building is done, occupied now and in operation. This building in another month will start occupying it. And the last building there you will see is the central instrumentation facility, which I said will be housing some of the top big equipment like electron microscopes and so on. This is the lecture hall building, which I said among these academic buildings is the last building getting ready, but by December it will be ready. So next semester onwards, classes, many of the classes will get. We have enough classes in the existing right now. There's no problem of classrooms. We have created enough classrooms. So these are the buildings. All our buildings have this fair face concrete finish, which means no painting, no plastering. You remove the formwork and that's it. Okay, this is a separate unique architecture that we're creating, which requires construction is not very easy to get that kind of finish. This is our administrative building. Now it's another month or so. We should be able to start occupying. It's the final stages. Interiors are going on full swing. The structural work is 99% complete of all these buildings. Only 1% concrete is still yet to be placed. So from that perspective, by December, the whole campus will be fully operational in all respects. So this is the housing apartments. As I told you already, 4 apartments have been occupied. Another 4 will be occupied in the next couple of months. Then we have this guest house coming up here. This is where the director's house is. So this is a back view of how the campus, the backdrop of the campus. And then these are the 2 lakes, as I told you, we have created. We had watered it, we drained it out to do the lining. And from next month, October, rains will start filling up. You can see if you come in November, you'll see both the lakes brimming with water. And this is the South Campus that we have here. Roads have been laid. Most of the roads have been laid. The final few more stretches have been done, but and these are the hostels. So this is the hostel 1, which is the new hostel with 500 rooms, which is now occupied. Students are living in there and fully operational. This is the second hostel, which will be ready by December. And then this is the central dining facility, which will cater to both the hostels and new hostels, which will come in stage 2 of the construction. Professor Venkaya earlier talked about the student life, so I'm not going to spend much time on it. The students have an annual festival, Tirutsva, a techno-cultural festival, various activities. We have a very active Spick Meke club, Spick Meke organization in campus. So we bring in some of the topmost performers, classical performers, who come and perform here. Every month or every other month, we have a very good, mostly, we also hosted the Spick Meke Virat last year, which is a whole week of Hindustani and classical music that is various clubs. There are about 15 clubs, including photography club, astronomy club, artistic club. They have literary clubs and so on. About 15 very active clubs. Students celebrate various festivals, including Diwali. Last week, 10 days back, the Vinayak Chaturthi, Ganesha, you could see students made with clay. They sat down, made about 20 Ganeshas, different Ganeshas, and then they had Nimagnam. They had took the big idol for immersion and all those things, right? So the students do all these events very actively. We have a very active adventure club, trekking club. They go for treks, take the students out for treks for nearby places and so on. So this is a quick overview of where we stand and where we are going. By today we are at 1,450 students. The next 4 years, we hope to be 2,500 students. We'll be growing at the rate of 200-250 students every year. The campus, as I told you, in all respects is complete by this December. The South Campus has been fully complete and operational since 2008. 18, sorry, I keep making this 1 decade. And then the rest of the campus will be fully operational by this December. This is stage 1, and we'll be doubling this in the next 3 years. So that's where we stand. Yeah, thank you for joining, and we are open to questions.
Students.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So now I invite Dheeraj, Academic Affairs Secretary, to give his students' life at IIT.
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm Dheeraj, the present Academic Affairs Secretary of IIT Tirupati. I would like to talk about few academic facilities and the academic life at IIT Tirupati. Being a third generation IIT, we have around 108 faculty, like the director mentioned. We are with the faculty are in various departments, with being young and dynamic faculty to the very well-known distinguished professors in the whole country. Although the faculty try to give the best in imparting knowledge into the students, with an excellent student to faculty ratio, the faculty are always available to students either in the class hours or beyond the class hours. Students can approach the faculty with the career guidance queries or the personal queries. The faculty are open to help them. The second thing that I would like to focus on is the academic facilities that we have at IIT Tirupati. With the transit campus running and operational since 2018, we have good world-class laboratories and very fully furnished classrooms which can operate in offline and online, both online and offline modes. The permanent campus coming up rapidly, like the directors have mentioned, the laboratories and the department blocks and the extra laboratories have been set up. The IIT Tirupati is always focused on the academic and the social life balance, where students will be participating in academic activities along with the cultural and extracurricular activities, where students can take part in student-run clubs, cultural activities, technical projects, sports activities, etc. We always been going hand in hand with the industrial requirements, that our curriculum is designed in a way that the industrial experts are very keen on allowing students from IIT Tirupati to come and do their internships and get placed in the industries reputed all over the country. And I would also thank all the professors and the faculty in the campus for making the campus 100% ragging free, where I can assure you that the juniors and the seniors will be sitting together and helping out each other with the programs like UG buddies and peer-assisted learning, where the juniors will be guided by the seniors to get accumulated to the academic curriculum and also to the campus life and the campus environment, where they come from, either come from the hostels or students coming to the hostel for the first time. And I would like to conclude by congratulating all the JEE aspirants with cracking JEE advanced and sitting for the IIT admissions. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dheeraj, for your short and now we are open for questions from prospective students.
Yeah, so I think there are some posted in the chat. We could quickly address them, right? This question is there a possibility of opportunity for EE or civil students to take credits in, say, computer science or mathematics across domain courses like ML, computing, etc., while doing their major credits? Yes, every student can take up to 4 free electives across the institute. So you can go take in maths, or you can take in computer science, or you can take in humanities. In fact, we're trying to increase this free electives a little bit more, give more option to the students. Is JOSA, I'm not finding mathematics and statistics branch when selecting IIT Tirupati. No, mathematics, we don't have an undergraduate program in mathematics statistics. We have an MSc program in mathematics statistics. So it won't be in JOSA. Okay. We have plenty of elective courses you can take. Some
Answers.
these are all some of my colleagues have been. Yeah. Tomorrow we are planning to visit the campus. It is allowed. Yes, you're welcome to come and visit. Only thing is, today we had formally done this, so there'll be people visiting. Tomorrow, if you have to come, you will have to see who is available to show you around and so on. So you're welcome. You're welcome to come and visit the campus. So if you're a new student, you come to the campus at the entrance, you ask the security, you tell that you're a new student, we will give instructions to the security to permit any new student and their well-wishers who are coming with them to see the campus. And Dheeraj, can we set up student volunteers who can take them around and show them?
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay. So if you can get in touch with our institute in advance, then the student volunteers will be there to take you around. Okay. Okay, someone is appreciating the way institute is coming up. Is branch available in IIT? I guess means branch change.
IT branch.
IT branch. Okay. Is it branch? Okay, is IT branches. So we have only computer science. We have only computer science and engineering. We don't have a separate IT branch because it covers everything, including the latest trends in AI, ML courses. All those courses are covered. We believe that instead of doing very specialized, we want to give the students more options as they branch out, as they're saying. At the undergraduate level, we want to give a much broader program. And then if you're really interested, you can take your electives in more intensely and say, you want to do more in ML or you want to do in AI, you can take more courses in those areas, or you want to do more math courses assigned to it. So we feel that the students' options should be kept open. When a student comes in as a 17-year-old kid, they're still not aware fully. It's all what is everyone else is doing. So we just take it. So only when you come, you will be able to. So we want to give more flexibility. As I told you, right now we have four free electives, but we want to increase that and give you options. Actually, the national new education policy talks about giving a lot of flexibility to the student, which we are sincerely trying to implement. So the computer science program is because if you see a lot of private engineering colleges have 4 or 5 computer science programs, one in AI, one in IoT, one in all sorts of things. But all those topics are covered in the CSE program. It's just that based on students' interest, they can focus more on whichever courses they want to take. The electives will be available in addition to the core courses. Now, one of the questions that is most commonly asked in all the sessions is about branch change, right? Branch change is permitted up to, the rule is, as in most IITs, is a net change in any branch can be 10% net change. So, for example, the computer science intake is 55 now? 53. So 53, that means maximum 5 students can come into extra students can come into computer science. So I think one of the things you should understand that everyone who is coming into the program is as good as you, right? Everyone says, my child will work hard and will get a thing. So that has to be, you have to be aware, while there's a possibility of branch change, the competition is, only 10% of the students effectively can do a branch change. So, for example, if you take civil engineering or chemical engineering, if there are 35 students, says, my child, only probably 4 students can leave civil engineering, can go to other branches. They say, well, they want to take electrical or mechanical thing. Only 4 students can get out because net change in a branch cannot be more than 10%, either plus side or the minus side. So the options of branch change, not only here, I'm just giving this advice across any IIT. The possibility is not very high. Okay, please be aware about that.
The seats going to be increased.
Seats,
next question. Are any seats going to be
Are any seats going to be increasing to IIT? Not whatever has been. No, this year we're not increasing compared to last year. Yeah, we're still about. Is there any new auditorium under construction? Auditorium will be constructed during this next stage, a bigger auditorium. Right now we have a 250-seater auditorium that we are cutting. Can cutoff increase for CSE this year, sir? That time we cannot answer that question. Whether CSE cutoff will happen and so on. It all depends on what the students are choosing. We have no idea how the students are saying. So we will not get into those. Is something for you to figure out. Okay. How can we compare between the other third generation IITs? Anyway, I talked about it, about the rate of progress we are making among all the third generation IITs. Probably we are the fastest growing IITs, even with respect to compared to second generation IIT also. We are relatively, if you take the 8 second and 14 and the 6 third generation IITs, 14 IITs, our rate of progress is probably among the top. I'm saying at the rate of progress. Can you speak on internship across various branches? Yes, every student has an internship. After end of third year, internship is compulsory. Institute facilitates identification of organizations where you can do internships. Across all branches, internship is possible. Even after second year, if you want to go in internship, of course, Institute will not proactively do that, but it will help you facilitate. If someone is able to identify a company where who is ready to take them on internship, we will give you the supporting letters and all those things. But after third year, definitely it is our obligation to get you an internship. Okay. And people going for internship, many of them are coming back with pre-placement offers, right? Last year, almost, I think 15, 20 students came back with pre-placement offers after the internship. There is about 20 students, 30. Out of that batch was about 180 students who had gone.
180 students?
Yeah, out of which almost 30 students came back with pre-placement offers. Yeah, is mechanical easy or tough? Those are the kinds of questions I ask. That to me, every branch is equally either. If it is easy, then I'd have to ask my colleagues why they make it easy, right? I think what you need to see is you need to look at it as a challenge and do well. Is the computer science BTech course at par with the industry and old IITs? Yes, computer science program, I would definitely see with an old IIT which has, say, 30 faculty members or 40 faculty members in computer science, we have 10, 12 faculty members. But I think qualification-wise, research-wise, our individual faculty members are at par. Okay, when we hire, we also, people say, oh, you're a third generation IT, so probably, no, we don't hire unless we get good faculty. So our standards for hiring the same as any first generation IT. Is strength of mechanical, what is the strength of mechanical engineering? What is the average package? What is this, how many students were taking mechanical? 30, 50? 50 or our mechanical engineering is 50. You know, intake this year, the mechanical engineering placement also has been very good. Okay. I will not get into packages. I hope students choose their branches based on their passion for that area, their interest for that area, and so on, and not based on salary. No, this is not an age where you should be looking at things only from money perspective. Money, once you're good, all that will come, right? You should look at being a good engineer in whichever field you choose. And obviously there are cycles. Today there's a heavy demand. Then there are the other days when there is a huge demand for mechanical, it comes down. All these are cycles that happen. So it's very difficult. And my request to everyone is not to, package is important, but that should not be the primary basis of choosing a branch. It should be more your interest and your passion for that particular area.
Passion.
Yeah, first generation mechanical, first generation, third generation IIT, CSE, that's all your wish. What you want to study, whether you want to study CSE, if you're very passionate about CSE, yeah, come to a third generation IIT if you're not able to get in a first generation IIT. But if you're not clear, then it's for you to take those calls. We cannot answer those questions. The first batch for MPP started this year. Any possibility for increase in seats? Anyway, this is what we are today's session is for under BTech students. MPP is a postgraduate program. We will be increasing that. We are creating a dual degree program with you can do a mechanical engineering bachelor's with a master's in public policy. In 5 years, you can get both the degrees. So that opportunity will be there for you. So any student who is already a BTech student, you should get a minimum CGPA of 8.8, minimum CGPA of 8 to get into the dual degree program. For the regular category students, there's some concession in that for the reserve students. And then because we are starting these programs and we will be slowly starting other MA programs, as a part of your humanities electives or free electives, you can go take those courses as a BTech student also. From third year onwards, you're allowed to take postgraduate electives. Okay, so you can go take postgraduate courses. So if you want to go do some more finance courses or you want to do more policy kind of courses, you could still do that. Yeah, minor, we're working on a minor. The minor scheme is under preparation now. By the time you come to your second year, minor scheme will be implemented. So the next Senate, we are trying to get this minor program approved. For electronics, the equipment is fully allotted or they're independent. We are procuring a lot of equipment. To give you a reference, we are buying almost 150 crores worth of equipment, and which are at various stages. Now that the labs are all ready, as I told you, we are adding another 50 laboratory spaces. A lot of this equipment are in process. The next stage, as I told you, 23, we're starting stage 2. We'll be procuring another 200 plus crores of equipment. So for undergraduate labs, they're fully functional. I'm talking for research is what I'm doing. Undergraduate labs fully functional. Is coding culture is available in CS branch in IIT Tirupati? Yes, there is a coding club and students are participating in various events. What is the highest salary package in Tirupati? As I told you, that's not a question I'm willing to answer. Is it as you get CS by joining ECE in UG? Well, CS, if you're talking about IT jobs, even our civil engineering jobs, students have been getting IT jobs, mechanical engineering students getting IT jobs, and so on. Diversity of student population, as I told you, 20% plus are female students. Foreign students at undergraduate level, no, because everyone has to come only through JEE. So I don't think in any IIT, very few IITs, even if they have maybe 1 or 2 foreign students in the undergraduate program. But in the postgraduate program, we're all pushing very strongly to get a lot of foreign students. Right now, we have a few, very few, in single digits, but there is a strong push from the institute and also from the government also to make India a destination for education. So that will take some time. Yeah, we can take some questions if someone wants to ask online. Except for, I will not answer any questions on packages.
For the 3G institutes like IIT Tirupati, in the computer science, the faculty seems to be less in number. Faculty is difficult to find a faculty for CSE.
Yeah.
Can you explain now how your institute is coping up with the?
See, yeah. So if you see, we have almost 10 faculty members in CSE, okay, as big as any other department, right? All other departments also, they vary from 10 to about 16 faculty members. So that way we have been relatively more successful in getting faculty in CSE. It's a challenge for everyone. And we are in talks, for example, with Tata Consulting Engineer, Tata Consulting TCS, to work with them also to find that they work along with TCS and IIT Tirupati and so on. The second thing we are doing, especially in computer science, because a lot of people with PhDs are going into the industry. So we're trying to get people from the industry to come and start teaching courses in computer science. There are, for example, we have people from Toshiba Software, from what are the other companies? Where's Srinivas, who is another, we have about 3-4 faculty members who are in the industry who come and teach courses here. So that that way we're also getting them,
Guest faculty.
As guest faculty and addressing this issue. And they're very good. They're all a lot of industry experience. They come and teach the full semester course. And now with this hybrid mode, this has become even easier. So they probably will come teach physically, they'll come and teach a few classes. The balance classes will be taught online. So that's how we are trying to address this issue.
We have other guest faculties are coming from, for example, Madras. Math science is there. We have 2 faculty are coming from math science to teach computer science courses, and we have other guest faculty from other institutions also.
Some of the institutions, they are marrying. Now they're entering the TCS people because they are giving less packages. They are banning the TCS people.
They're talking about the packages.
You have collaboration. Okay.
No, please understand, TCS is the biggest software company, IT company in the country. They are our students who join TCS, they don't join for the small packages. Our joins, they work with their innovation group and so on, which is at a different level. There are different, they're not the biggest company, IT company in India because So our students don't go for those jobs.
If they are offering, no, I heard they are offering 2.5 lakhs, 4 lakhs, like that package.
TCS Innovation Center is different. No, so research.
My students who join TCS get 20 lakhs or so. So please don't compare along those lines. We operate at a different level, and that what you're talking about is a different thing. Yeah.
Any understanding, any pact with foreign institutions? Sir?
We have types with number of foreign institutions. Many more are emerging. A lot of our a few students have been going to Canada, to US, through the MyTax scheme, to Canadian institutions, to American universities, Canadian universities, even European universities. Our students have gone on internship through DAD scholarships and so on. Yeah.
So dual degrees and the conversions.
So at the end of the third year, the student has an option to convert it to a dual degree, in which they should have a minimum, if he's from the open category, minimum CGPA of 8, I think from reservation 7.5. 7.5. Then in 5 years they get a master's also. Bachelor's and master. They get a separate BTech degree, they get a separate MTech degree.
So many courses are not English or Chennai also 2 or 3 courses.
No. All branches you can go.
Google civil and other courses not available.
No, not so. Okay, I will explain this. I will explain this. Many of the IITs earlier, when we started the dual degree program, they said the student has to choose the dual degree program at the entry itself. So you could choose a BTech in computer science or a BTech or a dual degree in computer science, right? So that's how it is advertised, and even now many institutes have it. But slowly everyone is moving away from that and saying let the student come in for the BTech, because the policy we have taken is you decide to take a dual degree at the end of your third year. See, a student at the age of 17 who is coming in, or 18, doesn't have the big picture. Suppose I say dual degree in thermal sciences, mechanical engineering, dual degree in thermal sciences. Student has no clue, first of all, what are all the subjects are in mechanical engineering, so most of them don't understand. Then you are asking them to tie up their post-graduation also at this stage without having exposure to the subjects, right? So you will see the number of dual degree programs over the years slowly what is listed as an option at the first year, at the entry, is coming down, but the option to convert a dual degree is there. Okay, so we have taken the approach in IIT Tirupati that let the student come in, and then post-graduation, only unless you do some undergraduate degree courses, you understand what the subject is and what is your interest. Rather than trying to fix up the dual degree specialization at the entry itself. Okay, that is too much, we feel, for a student to decide. Give the flexibility and the option to the student to decide later on. So any student can convert to dual degree later on.
Joseph is still so many courses taken in the beginning.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So at a time in around 2000, I think late 1990s, we started dual degree programs. Okay, where the idea was student chooses either the dual degree or the BTech. And if they choose a dual degree, they have to get both the degrees, unless they're failing and there's no way this person can finish. Then they give them some BTech as a special case, it has to go to Senate and all that. So, but I know in many institutions, they are slowly getting away from the dual degree program. Dual degree is available. Suppose I have MTech, but I'll give you my electrical engineering. We have 3 streams in electrical engineering, right? We have signal processing and communication. We have microelectronics and VLSI, and then we have RF and microwave. So at the end of the third year, the student decides, I want to do my master's in either RF and microwave or signal processing and communication, or the other ones, right? They decide at the end of third year. Rather than, otherwise what happens at the start itself, when the student is entering itself, he has to decide, I want to specialize in microelectronics and this thing, which we feel is a little too early for a student to decide that. So the student has an option to convert it.
Policy is available only in Tirupati or not IIT?
Most, every IIT dual degree option is there.
No, on which you are telling us.
No, that's what I'm saying. What we have in Tirupati is available in every IIT also. Even those IITs which are offering dual degree at this stage itself, even there the students could, the BTech student could offer a dual degree later on. Or at the entry stage, if they offer a dual degree, they're stuck with the dual degree throughout. They cannot change their specialization.
The conversions you have explained. These are minor degrees, major. No, everyone given emphasis on CSCs only. These are mechanical, electrical, civil. We have major part as those degrees and minor as this CSC as a minor degree.
Well, it will not be, when we are doing to do bio, we will not have CSC as a minor. We may have data science as a minor. We have management studies as a minor. We may have sustainability and environment as a minor. So a CSC student wants to come and do sustainability, and I think they're welcome to do it. We would like, we don't see why going forward, why a student, now under the new education policy, they are encouraging institutions to be multidisciplinary, right? That's why we're growing our humanities program strongly. Why a student can't do masters in, major in computer science and a minor in music? It's possible. Okay. So these are the kinds of things going forward. Right now, we don't have those things. We're slowly bringing all those options. So obviously the CS minor will, if we are having a CS, but we will not have a CS minor. We'll have a minor in various areas of CS. Yeah, AI and machine learning may be a minor, data science may be a minor, and so on.
These types of minors can be chosen by other.
Exactly, a civil engineering student.
More engineering can choose these.
Exactly. Yeah, civil engineering.
Electives or they are minors?
No, this, see, if you have to do a minor, basically you will have to do a series of 4 courses. That are, and typically in this minors, what we have is 2 courses will be core. Everyone has to do these 2 courses to take the elective. And then you may have a basket of 7, 8 electives from which they can do any 2 of courses. Then if you do that, it may not, then you may get an additional certificate saying you have done a minor in the same. Different IITs have policies. Some IITs have 3 courses for doing a minor. Some have 4 courses. Some have 5 courses, and so on. We are looking at probably making 4 courses.
So a student from your IIT can pursue from other certificate courses from other universities. Long distance courses.
Yeah, so 2 courses. Any student can do 2 courses through the MOOCs mode. Right, they can take a MOOCs course.
6 credits basically.
Up to 6 credits they can do through MOOCs platform, and transfer those credits towards the number of credits required.
Electives. Yeah.
As elective, one of the electives. Yeah.
Civil engineering students able to ask AI.
They can. But our students, I'm saying, not very few civil, once they're interested, are really, because you should have a little more background on the CS. Yes, it is possible as a part of 3 electives, they can go take those courses.
Third year.
See, 3 electives start from 2nd year or 3rd year?
Third year.
Third year. 3rd and 4th.
There are some students that now take.
Yeah. So this campus visit I already mentioned. You're welcome to come and visit the campus. Maybe we can put up some helpline for that to allow the student volunteers. Can you please set it up? Yes, I have explained this about ICER. Sir, you mentioned collaboration with ICER. Do you have any option of taking some course in ICER too? Yeah, I have explained this. You can take as part of your electives, you can go take courses at ISER and transfer the credits to IIT Tirupati. And many of our students have done it. Okay. Yes.
Why is an EC program not introduced in this year?
Pardon me?
They came late.
EC not available in IIT.
I've explained this whole thing earlier. Why EC is not available, I have explained. I think you came late, I think.
Yes.
None of you see out of 23 IITs, how many IITs have EC? Only some 2 or 3.
Yes, 6 are only. I think,
So the students, we feel students, electrical engineering students, they EC courses are all covered in the electrical engineering program. Now you give flexibility to the student after their bachelor's is over, whether they want to go into power area more or into ECE area, communication area or signal processing, or they want to get into electronics, microelectronics, VLSI. They can get everything. Anyway, we found over years that our students, even if they do power electronics, many of them are ending up doing later on work in, doing power systems, ending up doing VLSI. So we give flexibility to the student to go choose a thing. So the student who has done electrical engineering is basically can do ECE, right? So we are giving more option to the student on which direction they want to go after their undergraduate degree. If you see almost out of 23 IITs, I know only Kharagpur and a couple of other IITs, all of them have shut down their ECE programs and brought everything under the umbrella of electrical to give more flexibility to the student. The private engineering colleges, they need more seats. They want more seats. So they will do some 5 variations of electrical. They'll do electrical and power, electrical instrumentation, electrical and communication.
For which branch 120 more students.
They get more students. So that's the reason why there is so much variation. And if you see all of them, 80% of the courses will be similar. There'll be only 20% variation. That we are saying we are offering to the students through our electives. Yeah. Anyone want to ask questions online? Is there possibility for them to ask?
Yes, you can ask.
Which course should we opt for studying quantum computing?
Because I think
I think electrical, so physics students end up doing quantum computing. How are the internships or placement opportunity for chemical engineering branch in the core field? Okay, so chemical engineering branch in the core field. If you go to, let me answer this question. The number of students we produce in computer is not very high. The highest paid engineers in US are chemical engineers. Okay, among all the branches.
Students eligible to opt to software.
Yeah, they are in the placement. If they want placement, if the company is willing to interview civil engineering students, they're welcome to do it. And some of our students have got jobs in ITs. A lot of our civil engineering students have also got IT jobs and other things. So we don't restrict anything. It's up to the company what they ask, right? With the hostel rooms, we have AC facilities available.
Very less package compared to CS students.
Obviously, yeah. It's currently today the package for CS students is highest. Yeah. Whether hostel rooms have AC facilities? No, none of our hostel rooms as of now have AC. Though we have made provisions in our construction to later on add, but as of now, so we don't have, only the common rooms there have AC, but not individual rooms. Any minor courses in VLSI? VLSI courses are available as a pack. I don't know whether whether minor as a VLSI will be offered. We're not sure at this stage. But you can, if you're interested, you can go take courses there.
we have enough courses because MTech is already.
Yeah, it's a semester exchange program with any foreign universities. We don't have a full semester exchange program as of now. Yeah, we are not yet implemented those. Internships, our students have been going for internships to foreign universities, many universities.
Exchange.
Not exchange, they can go, they get internship and go there.
Summer internships after third year.
Summer internships, they are facilitated by the institute or individual?
Yes. After third year.
Not, see, some students on their own get it. There are some like Texas A&M, we have a strong collaboration. So there's a regular flow that's happening. We will be increasing those things as we go forward. This COVID sort of, we were actually building many of these programs. This COVID has put us all a little bit, because other than what happens is a lot of interaction happens. We go visit them and they also want to come and see. So that has sort of slowed down the thing a little bit. Now we're again picking up momentum in these things.
The international internships you have to apply for MyTax.
There are various schemes like in Canada, there's MyTax. We are actually quite plugged in with the MyTax scheme, IIT Tirupati. It's very active. And so on. Yeah.
That also needs.
That, yeah. That is for Germany. Any questions people want to ask from the floor, from online, who join online?
Please unmute and you can raise the question.
So some question on preparatory course. I think preparatory course, do the students choose the branch now itself or after the preparatory course? Yeah. So preparatory course, what is happening in preparatory course is those students who come under preparatory course, one IIT among a few IITs is taking responsibility for preparatory course. This year, which IIT is doing it? IIT Hyderabad. So you will spend the 1 year because our earlier batches, some of them spent at IIT Madras preparatory course. I think now IIT Hyderabad is doing it. They're doing it in rotation. So you will spend 1 year there and then come and join here.
1 year.
No, 1 year.
Preparatory course.
1 year preparatory course. So I think this year the preparatory course is at Hyderabad for students joining IIT Tirupati. Okay, so
Someone wants to ask questions, then unmute.
Yes, I have a question.
yeah, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I have a question. What's the contribution to
Thank you,
the
but we are
research
not-
by the BTech students so far in IIT?
I think it raise
Write
hand.
papers, and what has been the publication seen in BTech landscape? I know PhD and MTech is probably good. That should be, and that should how it should be. I'm very curious of BTech statistics.
Yeah, can you repeat the question because the first part of it we didn't hear properly.
Right. The question is how many students in BTech do participate in research activities, publishing papers, and conference proceedings and etc. So, what has been the when compared to PhDs or MTech?
No, anyway, PhDs they have to be publishing. That is for them the thing. For the BTech students, in terms of publications, yes, we have had a good participation. For example, we have had students publishing in physics, BTech students. So we have a colleague, Dr. Deshmukh, Pranav Deshmukh, who's been motivating every year some 2-3 in top class journals. We get physics papers with undergraduate students. Based on their first year scores, they will continue to work with the professor for the next 3 years and then we'll publishing papers. Even at the BTech level, because they do a BTech project in the final year. So so that opportunity is definitely there. But the students have to be interested. Okay, when the student is more focused on a job, then they're not so much motivated to write papers. But if they're looking at their research career, then they're interested in getting these papers because that'll help them get their admissions for good master's program or PhD programs. So definitely, BTech students have been publishing papers. The students are interested. Faculty are very willing to work with them and guide them. It all depends on students' interest.
Good answers. Thank you.
Yeah. Pardon? You can go for PhD directly after BTech. Okay.
High CPPA.
Pardon me, but you have to have a very good CGPA, very high CGPA, very high grades. Then you are eligible to directly apply for PhD. And even students who join MTech or MS by research, they can upgrade to a PhD. If they come and do reasonably well in the courses that they will do, they can upgrade it to a PhD.
Yeah. In central.
The third year internship also they can do a research internship if they want.
Yeah.
One free elective, they can do it as a research internship.
Yeah.
So where they can just, before going to even going to the project.
But we're working with a lot of companies now. We are in discussions with many companies that the students go do their internship at those companies, come back after 2 months with a problem statement that they can take it to their BTech project, work on the problem statement for the next 1 year, next 8-9 months when they do the next 2 semesters BTech project. So we have an advisor from the company and we have a faculty advisor guiding the student. So this is the model we are starting to work with a number of companies.
Hemant raised the hand.
Hemant Kumar please go ahead.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, what about the GSOC selections in IIT Tirupati, GSOC, Google Summer of Code?
What is that?
Google Summer of Code is a
Oh,
coding challenge.
yeah.
External research take care of that. Coding club takes care of the all the computations.
Question is specifically. Yeah, so we, as I explained earlier, we have a coding club which is participating. The students who are part of this coding club, they've been participating in this.
Yes.
We have a colleague, Dr. Sridhar Chimlakonda, who is a technical advisor to the students, who has been encouraging students and guiding them in active participation in these events.
Like any rough figures, sir, about the number of students in IIT Tirupati last year?
No, I have to check. I don't have the exact number.
Okay. I'll have to check with my colleagues. I don't.
We have a student chapter for GSOC participation. Like a group of students will be they'll be called together. They'll be working on the problem statements and they'll be participating.
So the coding club there's a chapter.
Yes, sir. Student chapter.
Student chapter in the institute. So there's an active thing. I don't have the exact numbers now. How many of the students have participated? I don't have that number.
Yeah, okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, but there is a chapter here in the institute to participate in this. Okay, it's now 2 hours. So we will wind up now. So thank you very much for joining and And as I said, if some of you want to come and visit the campus, you're most welcome. We'll probably put up some platform for you to sign up and say we're coming. Can you help? Then we'll work with the student volunteers to take them around and show the campus. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much and excellent work, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So those of you who have come, I would just like to know where you come from and I'll end it.